morning, everybody. Is that microphone working? All right, beautiful day. We'll try not to keep you out in the sun too long. My name is Tom Foley, and I'm the CEO of the American Red Cross Southeastern Pennsylvania Chapter. I'm here with some of our terrific staff and even more terrific volunteers. As we stand here this morning, we're thinking of our 18 volunteers who are in Iowa working on the Midwest floods. They're out there with 5,382 other Red Cross volunteers. They've been there for the last 3 weeks, and we're delighted to be able to help 2,000 miles away, just as we help right here in the city. The Red Cross is really the place where someone you never met puts a pillow under your head the night after you've been burned out of your home. That happened 72,000 times in America last year. 905 of those disasters occurred right here in Philadelphia. The Red Cross is the place where someone you don't know saves your child from drowning. Last year, 2 million people were certified in life-saving techniques by the Red Cross across America. 111,879 of them were right here in these 5 counties. And the Red Cross is the place where when a military family has a crisis at home, they call our bridge, which is open 24/7 in our offices at 23rd and Chestnut. We had 700,000 plus of those calls in America last year. 3,253 of them came right here to our offices in Philadelphia. This building that stands behind me wasn't here 5 years ago. There was an abandoned lot here. There was a broken down 3-story home in the back, an abandoned lot across the street, an abandoned lot over there, and a beat up old house over there. 5 years ago, led by Donna Palmieri, some of our board members like George Carr, Frank Donahue, David Cohen, Walt D'Alessio, it was their idea to build Red Cross House. 5 years later, Red Cross House is the place where Maureen Tomaszuk and her team have brought 5,769 people, all of them burned out of their homes, to stay here for an average of 3 weeks. That's almost 2,000 families that have stayed here in one of the 25 suites that we have here, each of them for an average of about three weeks. Red Cross House is the place where, and we call him a chef because he is a chef, Bill and his team have provided, believe it or not, 310,566 meals to people in a little lunchroom that we have right down at the end of the building there, who were displaced from their homes because of disaster. And Red Cross is the place where Dwayne and Johan and their teams put together 319 different training programs for people who lived here on everything from fire prevention to financial wherewithal, and help the families who come here through no choice of their own. 94% of the people who end up staying with us here have incomes under $35,000. 80-some% of those folks have family incomes under $25,000. They are, by definition, living on the edge. And if it wasn't for the generosity of our donors and the existence of this house, they would be staying for 6 months at a time in city shelters and other places that aren't designed to help them recover from tragedy. We can't do any of this except when we have terrific partners like the people I'm about to introduce. We can't help a single one of those families except that we have generous donors who step up to the plate when we need them. The first person that I want to introduce, who's going to make a very big announcement here today, is somebody who learned his profession the old-fashioned way, from the bottom up. He's now the president of Pocono Raceway, but before he was the president, he had to spend his internships 2 years at a time doing everything from the maintenance to the track services, all the way up to sales and marketing. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you the president, before I knock this over, of Pocono Raceways, Brandon.
How's everybody doing today? This year, I actually invite Tom and Bob Owens from Sunoco to join me here for this for a moment. This year, coming up here in a couple weeks, we have our Pennsylvania 500. And we had the honor this year to change the name of that race to the Sunoco Red Cross Pennsylvania 500. admire and respect the Red Cross and the way they take care of the community, especially the work here at the Red Cross House. We felt this would be a great opportunity to work with them and Sunoco to help them and continue the great work they're doing here. As part of this initiative and this partnership, we'll be giving back 10% of all ticket proceeds with fans that order tickets from the Red Cross promo code, which would be Red Cross, one word. 10% of all those ticket proceeds will come back to the Red Cross. We'll also have available on the race during the weekend, on site, and as well as online donation avenues for people to help the Red Cross themselves. Excuse me. We'll also be donating a portion of the official starting lineup T-shirt. A portion of those proceeds will also come back to the Red Cross. We've partnered as well with the NASCAR Foundation, and they'll be helping us with an online auction where we will be donating a parade lap prior to the race for 2 folks, as well as a parade lap before the start of the race and a super VIP package. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. I'd like to thank Mr. Owens and Mr. Foley as well. Thank you.
The second person that I want to introduce, which is part of this huge announcement for us, is somebody that may be a stranger to some of you, but he and his company are no stranger to the work of the Red Cross. The building that we run all of our disaster services out of at 23rd and Chestnut Street, before there was a Pew Trust, there were 5 heirs to the Sun Oil fortune, and one of those heirs donated that building to the Red Cross. Every time we go out, where's Craig, and we take our disaster teams out at night, those vehicles that we're driving, the gas in those vehicles is paid for by Sunoco, and they've supported our Red Cross clubs, our local disaster relief, and lots of other things. So it's no surprise that they've stepped up with terrific people at Pocono Raceway, the fabulous Mattioli family, and all of their tradition to be a part of this announcement this morning. The person I'm going to introduce is now the Senior VP for Marketing at Sunoco. That's one of their 4 businesses, so this is clearly one of the big guys. And he's a guy who worked his way up, 5 promotions to get to that big job. He's been a very serious contributor since he joined our board here at the Red Cross. He didn't want to just be on a board. He wanted to be on a board where he's going to be able to do something. And he's helped us constructively, not just on the money side, but on strategizing about the best way for us to move forward. So it's with real pleasure that I introduce the representative of the Sunoco company, Bob Owens.
Thanks very much, Tom. And really on behalf of all Sunoco, it's with a great deal of pride that we get an opportunity to participate with this in this very worthy cause. I'd like to add my thanks really and acknowledge the generosity of the entire Mattioli family and the Pocono Raceway to put this entire vehicle together for such a terrific cause. As a member of the community, Sunoco looks at a lot of different causes on an ongoing basis, and I think when you look at kind of the wide range of activities and the true needs that the Red Cross gets involved with, it's difficult to argue that we can find a worthy recipient. For this particular promotion, it's exciting for me because we find the entire